Recently I made a video in which I was showing my DIY electric bicycle. Now that video was recorded outdoors and therefore the sound quality was pretty bad. And the reason for this is because I was recording the entire video using the built-in microphones on my camera, which are pretty good for a built-in microphone, but they're not really good compared to this microphone, for example. And so in that video you hear a lot of environmental noise. My voice sounds quite quiet, which means I had to apply more gain, which makes the environmental noise even more obvious, so it was far from optimal. And I realised that if I was going to make more of such videos that are outdoors in the future, I would need some sort of microphone to use when I'm not here with this microphone. So at first I thought, let's buy a lavalier microphone, so one of these mics that you can clip onto your shirt or your whatever you're wearing, because then you can get really good sound quality in people's speech. But this has a few problems. This type of microphone is not very versatile, which means if it's a video where I'm just talking to the camera, it's working very well. But say at some point there is going to be a video where there are more people involved, right? In which case I would need multiple lavalier microphones, one for each person, which gets very expensive really quickly. Or what if I'm recording something else, right? What if it's not a person speaking? What if I'm recording the sound of a machine or a vehicle or whatever? Then that kind of microphone is also far from optimal. So for me, the lavalier mic was a bit too specific in its use case. So I wanted something that I could use outdoors, so take with me, and at the same time could do more than just record speech. And therefore I decided to go with a shotgun microphone, and it happens to be this shotgun microphone, which is the Rode VideoMicro. So the first thing I noticed about this Rode VideoMicro shotgun microphone is that when I took it out of its box, it's actually very small. When they say VideoMicro, they mean micro. It's a tiny, tiny device. This is all it is. I mean, compare it to this microphone, right? Compare it to this microphone. It's nothing. It's an extremely small device. But I also noticed it's extremely well made, and it's kind of hard to get this across on camera, but it's like a solid steel cylinder. It's just very well constructed. I like that. I do appreciate the build quality of this microphone. But this isn't the only thing that comes with it. It also comes with this little stand, which is a shock mount to prevent the microphone from shaking. So when this is mounted on, say, a camera or a tripod or a stand that is on a desk, right, and the desk if the desk were to shake, the microphone is suspended in this shock absorbing thing that prevents the mic from shaking. Now the disadvantage of that is that this is quite plasticky and doesn't feel as high quality as the rest of the whole package, but I guess it's a good thing in this case. And then it also comes with this dead cat, which is of course a windshield that helps a lot when you're recording outdoors in reducing that terrible wind noise. We'll do a test for that later on. And then it also comes with a curly cable, kind of like a cable on an old telephone system, which I quite like. Also, I like it because this cable can be used to tie it to things, right? You can use this cable as sort of a springy thing that holds things in place as well because of its springy properties, which is convenient in most cases. It is quite short, right? You can't use that cable to connect it all the way to some remote controlling or recording device. That is a disadvantage. But of course it's designed to be used on a camera and plugged directly into a camera, so it doesn't need to be long for most people. I've already done some thorough testing with this microphone, so I actually took it outside to do some train spotting, right? Last week's video was about the efficiency of trains, and in that video there was some footage of trains driving by, and that was recorded using this microphone. So the audio in that video, not the audio of the main part where I'm speaking, but the audio of the trains was recorded using this microphone, and it actually sounded quite good. And that was actually a pretty good test because the weather that day was absolutely awful. It was very rainy, very wet, there was wind, it was extraordinarily cold. It wasn't great fun being outside, waiting for trains to drive by. My equipment got rather wet as well, including this microphone, but it kept working, so I could record that video. So it's done its job rather well. So now, of course, you're all wondering, what the hell does this actually sound like? So what I'm going to do is record a test recording right now in here, and then I'm also going to show you some tests I did outside so that you can hear the effect of the dead cat. Right, so first of all, let me just hook it up real quick so that I can do a little test recording to give you an idea of what it sounds like. So I've got a little audio recorder here, which is a Zoom H1, basically the audio recorder that everyone uses. So I'm just going to plug this in here, turn it on. It works. Yes. Okay, nice. It's now just as close as the big microphone that I'm recording on now. So now I'm just going to press record and switch over to the Rode VideoMic. So we're now recording on this Rode microphone, so now you're hearing what it sounds like. So this microphone, this is not doing anything right now. It's all the Rode microphone that you're listening to, which is, of course, this is not a proper real world test because we are rather close to the microphone. But this does give you a good idea of what the sound quality of the microphone is like. I do have to say that the sensitivity of this microphone isn't amazing when you're further away from it. It's less directional than some of the higher end Rode directional microphones and also other brand directional microphones. Right? It's less directional than most bigger shotgun microphones, which in some sense could be good. Right? Sometimes some people would call it more forgiving, but for me it's kind of a disadvantage. I would have liked it to be more directional, more sensitive, but you know, it's alright. So now let's go over to the footage I recorded outside to test the wind noise with this windshield on it. So this is an outdoor test of the sound quality of the microphone. Around the windshield, we've got that one right here. And hearing the sound recorded by that microphone there is no windshield on it, so the amount of wind noise should be quite substantial. Alright, so we're doing the exact same test once again, but this time the windshield, the dead cat, has been installed on the microphone, and as you can probably hear, the wind noise is now quite a bit less. Okay, so that's what the Rode VideoMicro sounds like. I'm still using it right now. You're still listening to the Rode microphone. I think it's actually a wonderful little microphone. It's very affordable, it's very small, it fits in your pocket very well, it's easy to use. Well, that's also a disadvantage. There are no buttons on it. You can't configure the microphone. There is no gain knob, there is no buttons that allow you to set the pickup pattern or anything like that. So it's less customizable, but that also makes it very easy to use. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and of course, thank you for watching.